A lot of people are often confused when it comes to what exactly teachers do over the summer break. Do we get paid? Are we actually off work? So I decided to just make this video talking about what teachers exactly do over the summer if we actually are off, and whether or not we get paid during summer break. Okay, so just before we get into it, we're just gonna ignore these butterfly clips. I'm trying to kind of just get the hair off my roots. But backstory, if you are new to my channel, I just finished up my second year as a 9th grade English teacher here in North Texas. I started teaching in 2020 during the pandemic, and this past year was my second year, but it kind of was like my first normal school year. And so today that I am filming is June 9th, and I've actually been on summer break for 2 weeks now, and I'm going to explain what summer break looks like and what the pay looks like, and do we actually have to work as teachers. But of course, keep in mind that things can be different from state to state, from different countries, and it also could differ if you are working for a public school, private, charter. So just keep in mind that this is my personal experience as a public school educator in Texas. Okay, so just to kind of summarize, teachers are basically on contract, and for me it is 187 days. That means that I am working for 187 days of the school year, and those are my contract days. So my salary is actually only for those contract days, or those 187 days. Technically, I am not paid year round. Now, what my school does, and from what I've heard from other teachers, especially in Texas, I think in general in the United States, you have your yearly salary that's for those 187 days, and your checks are split into 12 months so that you are actually technically paid year round, but we are being paid for those about 9 or 10 months of work. So technically in the summer, do I still get paychecks? Yes, but it's not for the summer. It's me getting paid only for those 187 days that I worked. And also for me, I get paid once a month. And from what I've heard from other teachers, this is pretty common. And so for me, I usually get paid on the last day of each month. And so for my contract year for the 2021 to 2022 school year, I got my first paycheck, I believe it was September, and then my last paycheck for that year will be the end of August. So September, October, November, December, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Yes, so my first paycheck was September all the way through August, and that is my 12 paychecks for only those 187 contract days. Teacher salary can get confusing, and there's lots of things that it depends on, but in general, the salary is based on a scale. So like if you have 1 year of experience, this is how much you make, 2, 3, 4, and so on. And each school district, or at least public school district, has its own varying salary. It also depends on if you're a coach, if you are sponsoring a club, there's other ways to get stipends to increase your salary. But in general, you are just paid based on that scale, whether you teach art, PE, English, whatever you teach. If you have 1 year of experience, you're on that same scale as everybody else at that school or school district. Okay, so even though teachers are getting paychecks during the summer, again, just for the previous things that we've already worked during the school year, there are some other ways to potentially make more money in the summer, the main one being working summer school. So for my school in the summer, there are 2 different summer sessions, and they are each, I believe, about 3 weeks long, and that is a way to get additional money added on. You can also be a substitute for summer school if you don't want to commit to going in every single day for those sessions. You can just be a sub and pick up whenever a summer school teacher is sick, or maybe just has work off for vacation or other reasons. Me personally, I did not work summer school last year. I also am not working now, as you guys can tell by me being at home. Honestly, summer is a time that I just need to mentally reset. And before you non-teachers hit the comments talking about you guys are so lucky to have the summer off and no other job gives you this much time off. Go be a teacher and then let me know how much you need that summer, because I know every job comes with its own stresses and teaching is not unique, but truly this summer break is something that is earned, not given. And so I know there are lots of teachers who do work summer school every year, but for me personally, I am not doing that. So those two ways are ways to make more money in the summer. Another thing that my school offers during the summer are makeup days for students who missed or did not pass the Texas state exam, which is the STAR test. And so if you work those days or if you proctor those tests, I think it's like $20 an hour. It's nothing crazy. You can get extra money. Other than that, you are just getting your same paycheck during the summer. And I know there's lots of teachers who pick up second jobs during the summer, some who even have second jobs during the school year, because it's no secret that teachers are not paid the best. And so I do have lots of friends who are teachers who are picking up summer jobs. This has kind of been my second job throughout the entire time I've been teaching, is doing YouTube and posting to social media, so that I do have multiple streams of income, because teaching and the teacher salary just doesn't really cut it for me or for most people. So let me just quickly break down to you what summer break is, and then kind of get into, do we actually have to work or are we actually off? So my last day of school was Thursday, May 26th, but after the school year ends, there's always at least 2 or 3 teacher work days. Those are days when the students are not there. So school is done for them, but teachers have to come in to do things like finalize grades, and there's usually a checklist of things to get done. So we have to like return textbooks, finalize grades, do things with our technology. And I know that lots of elementary or maybe even 5th and 6th grade teachers have a checklist of things, like they have to stack all their chairs and desks and clean out their classroom. For me at my school, so my school district actually has, I think, like 7 high schools, and my school, and particularly my classroom, is used for summer school. So we kind of go through and just clean everything out and take home any personal items, because there are going to be random kids and random teachers from all over the high school district in our classrooms. Other than that, those work days are kind of just to wrap up the school year, maybe clean, organize. And so for me this school year, after that last day, we had to work the Friday, May 27th, and then after Memorial Day, the Tuesday and the Wednesday were also work days. Those 2 days I use 2 of my PTO days to not go in, but those 3 work days are required and part of our contract hours. So after June 2nd is technically when I was free, and normally the school year for me, the first day of school, I have to check, I don't know what the calendar is for next year. Usually the first day of school is around like August 15th or 16th, and about 2 weeks before that is when we have to report back. So contract hours usually start, I want to say August like 3rd or 4th, and what we're doing then is training hours, meetings, prepping lessons, and just all of that stuff. So the summertime between June 2nd and like August 3rd or 4th is my summer break. Now, technically I am on break and should not have to work, but there are actually things that have to get done during the summer, such as PD or professional development. So every single year, teachers are required to do a certain number of hours of professional development. These can be in person or Zoom classes, maybe Canvas courses for things like teaching strategies. It could be behavioral management, just a whole bunch of things. And for me at my school district, we are required 24 hours, but there's lots of other hours that we have to do depending on what you teach. And I think for me as an English teacher this past year, I think I did like over 40 hours of just total classes. And so lots of times it's easier to just get a head start in the summer. There's also some of those classes that are only offered in the summer. So technically we do have to work in the summer, if that makes sense. Like an example is next year, I'm going to be teaching advanced English, and there are, how many hours is it? I think it's like 24 hours of GT or gifted and talented training that I have to do that don't count towards those other mandatory 24. Those classes are only offered during the summer, so I do have to take those. So are teachers really ever on break? Technically not, and then some teachers will literally start planning for next school year like as soon as this school year ends. So like any other break, Thanksgiving, Christmas, spring break, even though we are off and not being paid, so if we're not in contract hours, we're not being paid, we are still working. So the short answer, are we paid over the summer? Technically, no, but we still get paychecks for the school year we just finished. Do we have to work? Technically, no, but we do have to work, if that makes sense. And one thing about teaching and being on salary is that there is no overtime. You're not clocking hours. So yes, we work, and no, we do not get compensated for that work. So I hope this made sense, but just to kind of get an idea of what being a teacher looks like over the summer, if you're a coach, you are definitely working. Coaches will do like summer workouts and things like that, and coaches actually have to go back earlier than other teachers. If you are a team lead, you are working over the summer. So teachers, even though we are on break, don't get it twisted. Most of us are still working, still planning, still buying things for our classroom. It honestly never ends, but without this break, I think for lots of us teachers, we need this break to kind of like mentally reset and go into a new school year with a fresh mindset. So that is it for this video. If you guys have any other questions or any other things that you're curious about of being a teacher, be sure to comment down below, and I will catch you guys in the next video. Bye, y'all.